you ever driven over a highway bridge and couldn't help but look below? Or stood on a shoreline's rocky ridge just to watch the water flow? And count yourself as one of the few with a different set of dreams, the kind that keeps you up at night, 'cause you can't wait to get to that stream. It's more than a river. It's more than the water flowing or where it's going. It's the grip on the paddle and the shit in the saddle, the V in the boulders and the lean in the shoulders. When you reach for the eddy, it doesn't get better than this. Yes, it's more, so much more than a river.
Hey everybody, welcome. We are live with Cross Currents Leadership. We have been having so much fun doing this twice a week since New Year's. Talking to leaders across paddle sports and outdoor recreation to get you those golden nuggets of information. We talk to people for just 15 minutes to help you level up your paddle sports leadership for 2026. We're kind of wrapping up our winter series in the month of March, but we've still got some real great speakers coming up here this next few weeks. And tonight I'm excited to bring you a big announcement. And in the course of that, I get to introduce you to my friend and colleague, Kosette Seibert. Kosette works full-time for the Alaska Office of Boating Safety, but she's here tonight representing the National Association of State Boating Law Administrators and their committee, their paddle sports committee. We both serve on the committee, but she is chair of the charge committee to recognize excellence in our industry with the Paddle Sports Committee honors. So, Kosette, thank you so much for making time and coming to share your announcement with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So now, Kosette, let's start by talking about where this is really all about how paddle sports companies show up online, right? And when they do advertising, when they promote photos, videos, products on social media, there's an opportunity to do it the right way and really like always have photos and videos that are promoting safe practices. And then there's some that maybe aren't quite as meticulous about that, right?
Right.
So let's talk about this environment. What is it we're trying to impact?
Yes. So you're exactly right. This the national the honors that we're promoting here really all began with just a conversation about how companies present content online. So if you are in the boating safety world or somewhere on the edges of that world, you probably have noticed at some point scrolling on social media a photo or a video from a company promoting products that doesn't show those people on the boats wearing life jackets, or it shows something that in your mind kind of flagged it as, oh, that's not very safe. And so a lot of people who aren't in the boating safety world don't know to look for those things. They're just seeing a cool, awesome picture or a cool video, and like they're thinking, I could go do that, or I want to make this my life. And so it has a really big influence on people's behavior and the choices that they're making. And so this is really all about trying to honor and reward companies that are promoting safety in their online content, whether that's on their website or on social media.
Right. And I mean, gosh, with the explosion in popularity of paddle sports with beginners, we have such an opportunity, even through these advertisements and social posts, to affect how they look at the sport and what they think normal looks like.
Right. Yeah. So people who, I think it tends to be especially, I think, paddle boards as far as like the content that I've seen. So someone who really isn't a boater or isn't a paddler may have seen a bunch of cool, pretty pictures of people paddleboarding and thought, I could probably do that. But if they're only seeing content that doesn't show, life jackets and leashes and proper safety gear, then they might not even realize a paddleboard is a paddlecraft. They might think of it more as a lake toy or something, right, and may not even realize what they need to have if they're going to go do that activity.
Well, just to provide a little context, I pulled up an image from this Water Sports Foundation article, and this article is about a year old, but the trend hasn't really changed, right? Because across all recreational boating, power boating, and sea-doos and sailboats, our fatalities are at a 30-year low, but they're not declining in paddle sports. And we know that that's happening primarily on easy water and with paddlers that have fewer than 100 hours experience. So I wanted to bring that up just to kind of point out it's never been more important for all of us to set a good example.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a really critical time. And I mean, there's more and more people on the water, and also more and more people just on social media. I mean, they're online all the time consuming that content.
Right. So tell us about the honors. Talk to us about what this award is, how it works. What should we know?
Yeah, so we're calling it the National Paddlesports Committee Honors. So you'll see that written as just NPCH, but it's an honors. You can think of it as an award, kind of. So the idea is, rather than trying to, be down on companies that aren't doing a good job, we're encouraging and lifting up companies that are doing this, that do realize the importance of, even just a single photo that they share on their Instagram story. People see it and internalize it. And so a lot of companies are aware of that and are doing an amazing job, including good content on their website and social media. And so this is to encourage them. So basically a company, and this is a paddle sports specific. So a paddle sports, manufacturer, retailer, outfitter, brand, livery, any company like that can come onto the website and apply. It's a pretty simple application. And what happens after that is people from the Paddle Sports Committee that we're both part of will review their application and review actually all the content on their Facebook, Instagram, website, whatever else they've got from about the last year, and use a rubric to score them. And so if they get a certain score, they will receive that NPCH, the honors. And if they don't, they won't. But they get that really just kind of, they get awarded a certificate. They get the use of this logo. They can put that on their website and brag about it on social media and show people that they have earned that, and show their customers that they care about safety and they care about saving lives. And that will last them for 3 years. And then after that 3 years, they would have to apply again to kind of re-up that.
So in the show notes, you guys, I've included the link for where you would apply or where you would nominate a company. Just to walk through it for a second, you can apply for your company or you can nominate somebody else. It's a phenomenal opportunity for our nonprofits and community organizations and paddling clubs to honor our sponsors. Goodness knows we've all got a livery or an outfitter that's come through for us over and over again that we want to lift up out there in our paddle sports community. A retailer that is always there for you and making sure that new boaters have what they need. This is the time that you can show your appreciation for them. It's about a 5-minute thing to just apply or nominate somebody. It's really simple. And Kosette, you listed this out, but just to underscore, we're really trying to, because like everybody knows that, and I'm an instructor. If I'm out there teaching classes, everything I put online is going to be safe and promote safe practices. Everybody knows I'm going to qualify, right? But the folks we really want to encourage with this award, it's the brands, it's the manufacturers, it's the outfitters and liveries, it's the retailers, it's the industry that we want to lift up, right?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, no company is too small. If they have a website, if they have social media, even if they have a really small number of followers, we still want to recognize them. Obviously it would be great to be reaching these companies with, tons and tons, hundreds of thousands of followers. But if you have 100 followers, you're still impacting them, and we still care about that.
That's right. And if you got 100 followers and you're treating people right and making sure everybody is safe on the water, we want to lift you up. So these are just a few of the companies that have won this award in the past. And you'll see there's Montgomery Whitewater Center, there's Yak Attack, Alpaca Raft, Mustang Survival, Appomattox River Company. You've got a variety of different types of companies that have been recognized in the past. So it's about all different kinds of paddle sports.
Yeah. And, you know, it's hard, I think, especially for companies that are, you know, their gear and their things are out there, products are out there getting used, and other people are taking pictures and they're tagging that company. And so it's just that easy. They can just quickly reshare it, you know, and then they're not even having to do any work. And so I think it's really tempting for a lot of companies to accept those tags and accept those pictures taken by other people. And so part of this is kind of encouraging companies to take that pause of like, we can reshare this, but is it content we would have created? Is it worthy of being on here? Is it showing safe behavior? So if you're wondering whether or not your company's social media or website would pass, we do have all of every criteria, everything that's on the rubric is on the application. So you can read through it. Basically, we're looking for, mostly in photos and videos, we're looking for, are people wearing their life jackets? That's like a big one. But other appropriate safety gear, you know, so depending on if that person is paddling on moving water or on the ocean, you know, do they have those appropriate things and the right type of boat? We are looking for at least 15% of content from the last year being paddling specific. So for, you know, maybe a big retailer that sells all kinds of products, including paddling products, if they're not really posting about paddling, they may not pass for this. We're also looking for companies to encourage sober paddling. This is a big deal. If you're looking at the national data, alcohol is a huge factor. It's the leading, I think, contributing factor in fatal boating incidents. So we're really looking for that. Not just that you're not posting pictures of people drinking on the water, but are you actively encouraging people not to? And then these last two, you know, looking for companies that are encouraging people to learn more and to take classes so that they can be safe. And then you get extra bonus points if you participate in any national social media campaigns like Safe Boating Week, Operation Dry Water, Wear Your Life Jacket to Work Day, stuff like that.
Absolutely. And Kosette, I went and looked at it. You know, this is kind of the gist of what you're going to be judged on, but in that application, it lists out almost the exact rubric. So there's no surprises.
Yeah. So, you know, if you don't think that you might pass for it, you can even kind of keep this in mind as you're posting on social media over the next year and apply next year. The application will open January 15th to July 15th is that window. So you can apply anytime within that. So, you know, maybe next January, you're ready to go because you've been working on it and keeping those problematic photos off of your Facebook, and you can apply then. Absolutely.
Well, I am so excited. I'm excited to help us lift up all these small businesses, medium-sized businesses, big businesses, our paddle sports industry, and because they support us all year round and make the equipment that we need, rent us the boats that we need, take care of us when we're out there paddling. I just love this opportunity to lift them up.
Yes, absolutely.
So guys, just to wrap up with a couple of announcements for what's coming up next. On Wednesday night for our next live conversation with Cross Currents Leadership, I'm actually going to be doing a collab. We're going to be with Drew Gregory from Kayak Adventure Series, and spoiler alert, he's going to be talking instructor scholarships. So if you're interested in instructor scholarships to teach kayaking and kayak fishing, you're going to want to watch Wednesday night. And then 1 week from tonight, I've got Jim Coffey, who's the chair of the ACA Safety and Rescue Committee. He's going to come back. He was here for Super Bowl night, but we've got more information. He's going to tell us more and more about this movement to teach some community-based training. How do we teach our local communities about drowning prevention as part of World Drowning Prevention Day on July 25th? You're not going to want to miss it. And as we sort of wrap up this twice-a-week live stream series during the month of March, make sure you're signed up to my Substack so that you're going to continue to get the email updates for all this critical information that may continue coming out all year long. It just might not be on a twice-a-week live stream. Kosette, thank you so much for taking time to bring your announcement to my audience. I really appreciate it. I think there's such a huge opportunity for all of our grassroots leaders to lift up their industry partners.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really looking forward to reading through all the applications. So
excellent. Thank you. I'll see everybody Wednesday.